Ready and waiting. I shall give my all.
Give away.
Oh, I can still improve.
Had to move in there. Motherfucker.
I must concentrate. Got me to contend with.
Now is the time.
Come on.
Bitch. Get him in there.
Do not let them win. Got a push on and waiting.
Ready. My strength wanes. No, not today.
Damn, that magic's gonna put him down. Fuck. Let me move my guy. No! Oh, fuck.
But how? I must
Alright,
concentrate.
fine.
Got me to contend with.
Oh, fuck.
I can still stand.
How about that?
How about that? Oh.
Looking for all inputs by all means. Are you happy? Many thanks. Are you happy? Thank you very... Are you happy? Thank you for your... Are you happy? Many thanks. Are you happy? Thank you. Are you happy? Many thanks. May I be of fur? Don't be a stranger now.
Oh, no. You can be a summoner right now.
What?
Preparations?
Need something? What is it? Certainly.
Summoner.
Leave it to me.
You need me?
Magic, recover CP equal to amount.
By all means.
Fit 12. Oh, fuck it. Drink my shit, I can.
Right. Of course. Ready as ever.
Who do I?
At your command. I am ready. No turning back.
No turning back. Dang. Just cause I wanna let my nuts hang. Really don't read lemonade all night.
I must concentrate.
We get him. Oh, let me. Fuck him. We're gonna get him face to face. Render's magic. He's only got one. Fuck him. Fuck him. Missed. And it hit me for 32. Fuck. Shit. Oh. Good boy.
Gotta push on now.
Black. Magic. Take that, bitch. Take that, bitch. Take that, bitch. Damn. 83. This motherfucker's gonna run away. Thunder Anima.
My turn. Steady does it. It seems I've improved. Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
I'll not be defeated.
Get him with stone. Oh, he's gonna move. Dick.
Do I look stronger?
Do I look stronger? Oh, he missed. Good job.
How?
Alright, time for some drama. Drama mama.
Boiling in its own water. America, like a frog boiling in its own water, America is slipping towards authoritarianism, and it may already be too late. If you've ever wondered, how could X country just let that happen? Well, can the answer. This isn't a could happen, it's happening. And contrary to popular belief, authoritarianism doesn't always arrive via dramatic military coup. Democracies can, and often do, slide into authoritarianism slowly, quietly, and procedurally. There are three obvious pillars of a slide towards authoritarianism: consolidation of force and suppression of dissent, undermining the rule of law and electoral guardrails, and patronages, purges, and the destruction of independent institutions. And in just the last few months, what have we seen? Tens of thousands of career civil servants purged from the government. Masked, unaccountable federal police deployed, answering only to Trump. An immigration crackdown escalating into effectively internment camps, torture sites, and secret renditions to war zones, ensnaring citizens and non-citizens alike. Thanks, Justice Kavanaugh. Political prosecutions of rivals, dissidents, and members of the opposition party. The destruction of the rule of law through mass pardons of his team and the shutting down of investigations into his allies. For example, the January 6th insurrectionists, corrupt Republican politicians, donors, and business associates. The invasion of blue cities and states by the National Guard and Marine.
I was talking to your mom, sorry. Imagine if at the end of this, he said, we need to lock him up. We need to lock him up. Just kidding. He would never do that. But
Means under the excuse of a manufactured peacetime emergency. Systematic demonization and othering of targeted groups. Immigrants and trans people blamed for every single societal problem. Ignoring court orders. Ignoring Congress by spending money that was never appropriated and refusing to spend money that was. Publicly flirting with an unconstitutional third term as president, like a coquettish little tyrant in waiting. What a scamp. attacking, suing, and banning media outlets that dare to criticize him, and enriching himself to the tune of billions of dollars through his crypto empire, self-dealing with his own businesses, and selling access to the White House. This is the authoritarian trifecta, consolidating state power, undermining the rule of law, and unrestrained corruption. And we're not even a year into a 4-year term. If you saw this happening anywhere else in the world, you would call it the opening
shit.
phase of a failed state.
Could have attacked him. I didn't see that guy. God damn it.
Authoritarianism. Limited political pluralism, constraints on legislatures, parties, and interest groups, legitimacy built on emotion, the leader as a necessary evil fighting societal decay, minimal political mobilization paired with the suppression of anti-regime activity. Still miss some. We made that video because normal people, even extremely intelligent ones, have a hard time grasping the full scope unless they are
What's with the Cloudflare add-on? Oh, good question. Wait, what the fuck?
immersed in it every single day. I was at a wedding recently, talking to a friend who is an incredibly intelligent, high-powered attorney. We were making conversation about what was going on in the world, and he asked why I was so worried about this country. And when I rattled off a partial list like the one you just heard, he was aghast. Because unless you're watching the news for several hours a day, it's just impossible to keep track. It's the Mr. Burns defense. Your average American might get some of these headlines, but
Jesus
I guarantee
Christ.
the median American voter is not privy to half of this stuff. And the information economy is in shambles. Trump has spent the last 8 years preemptively accusing everyone else of corruption, so that when he does the very thing that he projected onto others, it lands softly. Oh, this is just politics as usual, or
True.
well, both sides are bad, so what?
True.
But this is not politics as usual. This is the playbook of authoritarianism. And
I said this and it might come out. I don't know how long it's going to take that Israeli dude to compile the interview. But it is very annoying that every time I talk to, I'd say like a normie, but not even a normie, like even like a relatively politically inclined person who's like kind of in the know about political stuff, when I start rattling stuff off, they don't know anything. They haven't heard of any of the things that I'm talking about. And I'm like, okay. Oh my God, not even close, guys.
perhaps the most galling part is how little pushback there's been, even among people who are paying attention. You might remember 2015. Remember the right-wing conspiracy theory that President Obama was going to invade red states, Jade Helm 15? Well, that fever dream has essentially come...
Also, I'm assuming this is fake news. There's no way. I'm getting... Somebody tried to troll me, I think, in my DMs. Somebody said that yesterday Hutch was justifying that there might be some merit in giving Trump a pardon. There's no way. That was absolutely a troll, right? Hutch would never, ever do that, right?
True, except it wasn't Obama, it's actively Trump, and it's going on right now. And all those Second Amendment tyranny resistors are suddenly mysteriously silent. Even worse, Trump and his surrogates now whine that simply calling their behavior authoritarianism itself is an incitement to violence, thus justifying further crackdowns. This is the logic of a wife beater. This is gaslighting on a national scale. And early in Trump's second term, we were asking, is this a constitutional crisis? Well, yeah, it was. But the constitutional crisis is over. We lost.
Yeah.
Trial courts have fought valiantly, but the Supreme Court has repeatedly abdicated its role and handed over unprecedented power to the president. Not any president, certainly not a Democratic president, but to one president, Donald Trump. The Supreme Court will not save
What
us.
do you need?
And for reasons that I cannot fathom, they seem to welcome the turn towards authoritarianism. Now, I recognize that it hasn't been seamless. There has been plenty of buffoonery. Trump exists in such a dense bubble of misinformation that I think he truly believes everyone else is as corrupt as he is. And that delusion has led him to empower some of the most incompetent loyalists alive, Lindsey Halligan, Alina Habba, and Emil Bove, who have bungled his revenge fantasies. And some of their ham-fisted schemes have exploded in their faces. And certain institutions, especially lower courts and juries, have pushed back. But the terrifying part is this. Their corrupt plans might have worked if they weren't so dumb. And eventually, a more competent authoritarian will step in and finish what they started. As Professor Nicholas Grossman put it, in normal democracy terms, we're in bad shape and things are getting worse. In consolidated authoritarianism terms, we're doing pretty well as the regime is haphazard, meeting resistance and growing increasingly unpopular. And I think he's absolutely right, but I'm not confident that that will still be true 3 years from now. And look, I don't think we're beyond salvation yet. We do still have a choice. But 3 years from now, a whole lot of these bastards are going to need to go to jail. There will be enormous political pressure to just move on and pretend like this never happened.
I still need to find a better way to use this. Wait, hold on.
It's time. Ready as ever. Take the fight to him. No turning
Take
back.
boy too. No turning back now. Oh, I gotta save that Chocobo.
I misheard. Wait.
As Professor Nicholas Grossman put it, in normal democracy terms, we're in bad shape and things are getting worse. In consolidated authoritarianism terms, we're doing pretty well as the regime is haphazard, meeting resistance and growing increasingly unpopular. And I think he's absolutely right, but I'm not confident that that will still be true 3 years from now. And look, I don't think we're beyond.
We should be on our way through the wood. Perhaps we could use it.
Delita once mentioned that wild chocobos were hardier than domesticated breeds. Perhaps we could use it.
You intend to save the creature? I'd rather line my purse with gil than feathers.
Still, it may help us save the princess.
Protect the Chocobo. Run away, Chocobo.
Right.
My turn.
If a unit stops on a tile connected to an ally, especially a unit that can ride the Chocobo around the battlefield, a Chocobo with a rider suffers no damage. Sweet. Get over there. Let's see.
Whatever it takes.
No turning back.
I'll turn him back now.
Let's get this over with.
Wait, what? What did I just do?
I'm feeling.
This fleeting life.
How to proceed?
Ah. Counter tackle. So. Damn it. Gotta get up there.
Right then.
No. No.
Come then.
I must concentrate.
Boldly forward.
Come on.
On salvation yet. We do still have a choice. But 3 years from now, a whole lot of these bastards are going to need to go to jail. There will be enormous political pressure to just move on and pretend like this never happened. Arguably like President Biden did after 2021. But authoritarianism...
Hey, whoever is writing this guy's script,
By
fucking
divine will unencumbered.
thank you. I feel he got every single point in it. Hell yes.
is like cancer. Ignore it and it spreads. Pretend it's gone and it comes back worse. And President Trump is a malignant tumor on this nation. Look, we no longer have a Republican Party and a Democratic Party. We have a democracy party and an authoritarian party.
True.
Unfortunately, there's not a lot we can do right now. But we still do have a choice. So keep pushing back. Keep protesting, keep recording, and keep talking. Yes, maybe it's time to bring politics back to the dinner table. A lot of people simply don't know the scope of what's happening. Because it's bad. But I believe there is still time. But just.
I have you now.
I'll try to find you the clip from Hutch's stream. He was reacting to your debate with Wick anyway. He doesn't think we should charge Trump or anyone in the admin. No shot. That is a troll. I don't believe that he really could take such a position. All right. I'm losing perspective on my case. I need some real, true legal analysis. This is posted 3 days ago. I haven't watched this yet. My best friend. Legal mindset. Wait. Is that the sound effect? Wait, and then his channel is...
My thanks.
Destiny, aka Stephen Bennell, risks
That's
felony
me.
charges and major consequences
Felonies? Oh no!
in an ongoing civil case in regards to an interaction he had with a witness, a potential future witness
Witness or potential future witness. Okay, all right, okay.
in Texas.
Not a potential future witness. Oh no.
We're going to get on that today on The Legal Mindset. We teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney, and this is the fast facts version, the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. If you like
Okay.
this version, make sure to let me know in the comments below and let
All
me know
right.
what you think about the topic. So, of course, you guys are familiar with the legal saga if you've been paying attention in the wake of Destiny, and now he's risking not just one felony, but multiple consequences from
Fuck! Multiple felonies. I'm fucked.
this interaction.
This is my best friend, Lauren De Laguna.
Hi, Lauren.
I literally am game stalking her right now. I am game stalking this wonderful lady.
I work here.
You work there?
I work here.
Do you have anything you would like to say to the audience?
You're fucking weird.
Okay, cool.
Why can't I hit
She
that
works
fucking guy?
Right on this corner. This 1x1 meter of the sidewalk is mine.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for stalking me. You're a one-man, this is a one-man gang stalker on here right now, okay? So thanks for hanging out.
That's why I need to be the host.
Wait, really? Are we recording each other now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. How are you doing? How's life in Texas?
I'm gonna go.
Okay, be careful. Say bye. Let's your run.
Why are you following me?
So I'm bored. I gang stalk in real life.
You're fucking free. You're a pedophile.
Yeah.
Pedophile.
Yeah. Bro.
I mean, Rose.
I mean,
Bro. Queen. Stay safe. Be careful.
Of course, we've got the characters here today. Destiny,
Oh, that's- oh my
once
God,
again,
that's-
his beautiful attack
why is he using the Photoshop version of me?
on Titan form here. And then we've got Miss Lauren De Laguna.
I like the picture choice. Okay. I see we have a fair and impartial judge today. Hell yes.
Who is a lawyer with Hayden Law. She's in good standing with the Florida Department of State. That's her
With Hayden Law, with her single member LLC that's currently serving, if I had to guess, I would say probably 0 clients. Okay.
business, and she works remotely in Texas, right? So as an attorney, this is something that people need to understand. If you're practiced, let's say you're licensed in Florida, like myself, like Lauren, you can go and work, you can physically be somewhere else, particularly if you're doing a lot of work that's online or it's corporate, transactional work, IP work. A lot of that stuff can be done remotely and can be done living in another state. So Lauren lives in another...
Why would you assume that that's the case here? She had a job in some fucking office and she got fired in like 6 months. She's had her law degree, or she's been bar licensed, I think, for a year, maybe? What is this assumption that she's had this time to build up any clients at all? What are you talking about?
other state. She lives in Texas. Now, the important thing to point out here for Miss De Laguna is that she is a potential witness in the case with Pixie in Florida. So when this happened just in November in Austin, Texas, and this is a grainy version, the quality wasn't very good on the phone here, but with this, you see clearly here, Mr. Steve.
I uploaded this in 4K, so...
Stephen Bennell, this is Destiny. You see Lauren De Laguna there. She's confirmed this was her. This interaction happened.
Legal Mindset was DMing Noel trying to get dirt on you. Wait, what? Show me that. Show me that in a stream. Dude, I feel... I shouldn't say this, but...
Excellent. No turning back.
I feel bad for Noel. Bro, I think he oh yeah, he said he unwatched my thread because he couldn't handle it anymore because my people in my thread are fucking loonies. And now he's gonna stop reading about me? My good friend Josh?
And this encounter happened in Austin, Texas. Now, if you don't know, and a very important factor here is that Lauren lives in Texas, right? So, and Destiny
Okay.
lives in Florida. So this
Okay.
encounter happened at a place
Evade.
where Destiny does not normally live or reside. He's normally
Okay.
not hanging out in Texas, right? And Lauren
Really? Never? I mean, I guess what are the chances that somebody in the streaming world would ever be in Austin, Texas? Probably not. I guess probably not that high. Yeah. Yeah, true. Okay.
actually works nearby where this location was happening, where this interaction was happening. Now,
Harry.
Works nearby? I thought you, first of all, I thought you said she worked remotely as a lawyer. I guess she's moonlighting. She does 2 jobs. She has her private law firm that she opened in September, 2 months ago, and then she also works locally. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
we're going to get into this when we get into defenses, but obviously this looks really, really bad on its face. When you watch the video and you go through it, it looks like Destiny is stalking her, is encountering her. Now, Destiny's supporters in Destiny's defense
He's
is known that she
stalking her.
encountered him, she came up to him. Of course, at this point, that's a he said, she said, based on just that particular double statement. Obviously, Destiny saying she approached, him saying he approached. But what we do have in this encounter is an extended encounter.
Victory is you. Sounds like Grr. We'll call him Grr.
Good day to come back soon now.
Greetings. Whose name would you like to change?
We'll change his name to Grr.
Certainly.
What do you need?
Was there something?
Was this something?
I am here. Oh,
See, do I have the focus ability for him? I feel like I just want to make everybody, get everybody the focus ability. Double the shit.
I can do this.
Fundamentals. Martial arts.
Very well.
Fundamental. Where's the fundamental? Oh, metals.
I am here.
Need something?
It's items and fundamentals. Okay, I need to change him. Oh, he's got everything. Okay, so we can stay that.
Certainly.
Change job to file. Focus. Release me.
Raring to go.
Black magic.
What do you need?
File. Focus. Release me. They're all just fucking. Fight!
In which Destiny continues to record, he does not disengage from this. He uses the, sarcasm.
I have no obligation to disengage, sir. It is a public sidewalk. I can stand here and publicly record. Why on earth would I have an obligation to disengage? She's recording me as well. You can see her phone out.
Sarcastically, he says, I'm gang stalking you, in a tone that he's going to say is sarcastic or being sarcastic. But at the root of this, Destiny has a massive online community. And at a certain point, when you engage with someone and you have a massive community and you're saying, hey, look, this is a witness that is against me. I'm now telling you and showing you visibly where they are. I'm giving you video evidence of where they are. You can look around. All the people on the internet, the Tylenol Americans, can go look at the background and figure out, okay, this is the general area. And that opens up Lauren, who doesn't have a large community, and she doesn't have people that are fervently after them, to, stalk her, to harass her, etc. So it's a huge potential issue.
Fuck. I didn't consider that we might be using the Twitter arguments of, Your Honor, he has a large online community. I don't remember what federal rules of civil procedure is when one person has a large online community, they're not allowed to record a video anymore. I forgot about that rule. I thought we were in federal fucking court with real rules and a real judge and where we have to submit real evidence. I forgot about Twitter rules. Fuck. Okay, he's got me on there. Okay.
So Lauren De Laguna is a subpoena witness in Destiny's existing revenge, we'll call it prawn case.
Did your lawyer say anything about this encounter? No. She fucking ran up to me and my other friend, LS, she ran up to us in real life and with her fucking phone out started screaming at us. Like if it truly came down to like a hearing or a court appearance, I would have her as a witness. I'd have the guy at the front of the bar as a witness who recognized her and asked me how the fuck I even knew her. And then I would have the other dude that sometimes started talking to me because people recognize me. Yeah, no, she would get. There's a reason why nothing will ever be. Nothing is going to come of this other than Lauren stirring shit up online. But no, she literally ran up to us and started screaming. It's like, what the fuck? Why didn't Lauren record this Ellis person? I'm sure she did. My guess is she was probably trying to get either of us to say something crazy or stupid, but I don't know.
Right, I like prawns, but not revenge prawn. So this is the case with Pixie, obviously, and Destiny is very aware of the fact that Lauren De Laguna is a witness. He is not unaware of that. So that awareness goes deep into, okay, is this potentially criminal? Because we're going to need to form intent. And part of that intent there is, hey, do you know this person's a witness? Destiny is in full knowledge of who Lauren is. He's very, very familiar with them. They have an interpersonal relationship, right? And once again, this isn't about their past history, their romantic history. This is about the law. And the law says, hey, once somebody is...
As far as the court is concerned, Lauren is just a random person, right? Lauren De Laguna? Yes. She's just been somebody who's subpoenaed for information, which will come out, but it's not really related to this court case. But it kind of is, but not really. That'll be later on.
A witness, you cannot treat them like you would treat anybody else. You can't just treat them like a random McDonald's worker.
So, again, for real big boy court cases, if you want to act like a real human being, okay? You cannot file a case in federal court and then use some weird federal shield to run around and play social media games and harass people. That's just not how these things are supposed to work. It's not how people ordinarily use them. And nobody's going to take this seriously in terms of, what, am I going to get sanctioned? Forget sanctions. This guy's saying I'm going to get a felony charge? Like, I'm sorry, but you can't be involved in a court case and then weaponize that to run up and start recording me and screaming at me and screaming at people I'm with. At 3:30:30. Wait, hold on.
Mark. Legal Mindset came after Ricada became really popular. He initially started his channel talking a lot about VTuber drama, if I remember correctly. He's an expat living in like Thailand or Vietnam or something, I think Korea even, and he's got a wonky eye. He actually sent me a message, and I didn't know who it was, so I was confused, but he sent me a message asking about Destiny, which was strange to me. I didn't respond because I didn't know who he was on my signal, but by the way, the Destiny lawsuit is going horrifically for Pixie. And if she loses, that's expected at this point because her lawyers are apparently incompetent.
I didn't know he sent that message long ago. Yeah. Listen, me and Noel have no problems interpersonally, okay? That's it.
Worker on the street who's not subpoenaed. The rights and the responsibilities are different. So the most important thing here, and what I think is really turned this into a topic I would cover and not just something that was a he said, she said, is Lauren has filed a police report. Texas does not mess around when it comes to following up on police reports. And even this police report may trigger the DOJ, the federal investigators on this, because this case is at a federal level with...
Number one, people don't seem to understand this, okay? Number one, anybody can file a police report for anything. It's like a civil lawsuit. I could call the cops right now and make a complaint and file a police report. All that does is it creates a police report. If there's something that's like actionable, where they feel like there's a pressing need to go and investigate something or ask somebody questions, or if stuff is filed in the future, right? Then you have like a paper trail or whatever. That's it. Anybody can file a police report for anything. It doesn't speak at all to the validity of any claims or statements. Also, the idea that the Department of Justice would pick up a case based on a police report of somebody stalking somebody? It's hard to get them to pick up anything unless you're gonna like multiple rape crazy shit. Like the idea that they're, oh my god, hold on. We just got a call from the, is it the Southern District of Texas? I don't even know what district it would be for Austin. We think that we have a police report that there might be a witness stalking going on. We need to take this case up immediately. What? This is fucking retarded.
Pixie and the ramifications, OJ, the federal investigators on this, because this case is at a federal level with Pixie, and the ramifications are interstate, right? They cross over into Florida, so this gives federal jurisdiction clearly to investigate this. And there are legal consequences if Lauren was to lie. I often don't cover things until there's a police report, because a lot of times if you just put up some Google Doc on the internet, anybody can do that. Anybody can just make a photo or maybe
Anybody can just make a police statement. Even if you lie, you shouldn't. You could get in trouble for lying, but remember, this is a matter of like time and resources. Like, are they going to come after you for every single bad police report? Like, keep in mind that today in the United States, most people get away with fucking swatting, which in my mind, not to be dramatic, but I would argue is like, basically a form of.
Remember him. Let's just remind you of Juicy Smooth, Jussie Smollett over here, who suffered consequences for a false police report claiming he was beat up by MAGA. Funny enough, there was actually an incident recently about a woman who faked a attack.
So he didn't just make a false police report. Didn't he call, one, he called 911, I believe, and two, he literally fabricated an entire hate crime out of whole cloth. And then three, was getting a ton of media attention about it as well. All of these factors played heavily against him in court. The idea that it was just a bad police report, there was way more than that.
Just now, in Trump's second term, cutting herself, having a fetish artist, I believe, cut her up with razors and pretend she was attacked. These sorts of things, when you file a police report, when you fake it like Smollett faked it, you can face real consequences, and you should. We should not have people and incentivize them to be filing fake police reports.
Like, honest to God, here's like the easiest way that you could just cook the fuck out of me. Like, I'm so buried right now because I know for a fact the only reason I pulled my phone out is because Lauren De Laguna was recording immediately. That's why LS, the other person, that's why she ran, because she's like, I don't know why the fuck this crazy person ran up and started recording us. Lauren De Laguna could just release the footage. Just show her phone with me stalking her, with me running up to her, with me and the other person, approaching. Just do that, and then I'm cooked. Because she was recording the entire fucking time. She has way more footage of this than I do. And that's it. And then I'm cooked completely. Dump it. Why not? I know she was recording for multiple minutes because she ran down and tried to talk to the other person that was with me, and then I eventually ran down to see what the fuck was going on, and yeah, just release it. Why not? She's got all the footage on her phone.
So to the extent Lauren De Laguna lies on her police report, she now has consequences. So I have to take it with a level of seriousness that is more than just an empty online accusation.
Then why not ask Lauren?
By engaging in this, by talking about gang stalking, by publishing this to his very activist community, a community that we have all the evidence for, the online community is a clear testament to the fact that they will go out and do things on Destiny's behalf.
Go out and do things?
They'll do things online, they'll harass you online, and some people
will go out and do things or harass you online. Those are two very different implications. Harass you online is like, I get some mean DMs. Go out and do things is like, they're gonna find you in real life and kill you. Or worse.
Unhinged enough in Destiny's community to actually go out there in person. In fact, we have some evidence that people were planning to harass Lauren in person.
What's the evidence of this?
Not just Destiny, but part of the community, part of the DGG, Destiny's community. So that actually...
Are we gonna see that evidence or what? Hello?
Is a material factor here. And then you've got, what's the punishment for that? Well, the punishment for intimidation under the federal statute is a unlimited fine, so the judge can fine them as much as they want, and then up to 20 years in prison. So
not 20 years in prison. I'd probably only get half that though, right? 10 years maybe?
It's a serious felony level offense. Then you've got corrupt tampering with evidence, so altering, destroying, or concealing evidence or preventing its production. So to the extent that this might be trying to cause Lauren to destroy, conceal, or cover something up that might be trying to influence her, could be under that. Once again, a fine up to 20 years and harassment.
Was I saying that? Was I doing that? Was I talking about that?
So even if there was no intent, this is the one I want to really throw out here, because you don't need intent on this. Now, this would be a misdemeanor, it wouldn't be a felony, but even if there's no intent, he could get harassment. He could be caught with harassing a witness, even without intent, for a fine and up to 1 year in prison. So he's risking real prison harassment. He could be
without intent to what? Maybe without intent to intimidate or corrupt, but it still has to be willful harassment. I'm sorry, how is me standing somewhere with a person who's literally a one-man gang stalker army recording us, how is that willful harassment? What? Hello?
Be caught with harassing a witness, even without intent, for a fine and up to 1 year in prison. So he's risking real prison time, real time behind bars here at a federal level, because once again, this case going on in Florida, this action happened in Texas, you've got interstate there, you've got federal statutes coming in, all of this is going to apply. Then you've got the state crimes in Texas, once again, not a lenient criminal state, Texas, not one you want to go and commit a bunch of crimes in. You've got tampering with a witness, which is section 3605 of the Texas Code.
Is Lauren a witness? She's a deponent. Which might be a type of witness. I'm not actually 100% sure on that. But she's not going to testify at the trial or anything that gets that far. And I doubt any of what she submits is going to be that relevant. But
coercing or
mainly because she's not fucking submitting anything, because Pixie and her whole side haven't given me any discovery at all ever. Which really makes me wonder. Which is kind of weird. Kind of weird that I feel like I haven't gotten anything. Kind of feels like There might be a lot of stuff that they're hiding.
A witness or prospective witness with the intent to influence. So once again, you do have to have some intent to influence them, but looking at what is the possible outcome of coming up, of filming her, showing where she works, yeah, that could be a thing. Now, there's various classifications here. It could be anywhere between 2 years to 10 years in prison as a felony and up to a $10K fine, $10,000 fine. Then you've got harassment. So
Bro, how many people are going to kill themselves once this case is done with? Like, are there really people that are convincing themselves that I'm going to, like federal felony level prison shit? Like, that I'm going to get, like, 10 plus years, that I'm going to jail at all? That this is even like part of the conversation? Like, I'm seriously, how many people have like indexed on this? Like, oh God, thank God. Once this is over, he's looking at 20 to life.
Communicating in a manner intended to harass, annoy, or alarm. So publishing a video has been intended as communicating. So publishing a video in a manner intended to harass, annoy, or alarm, that can be a misdemeanor or a felony. It depends on how they escalate it. And there's 2 years maximum on that if it goes up to the felony level. So once again, state level, not looking good either. Now there's more time up to 20 years on the federal level, but the state is not looking bad either. There's also consequences in his ongoing civil trial. So in the trial with Pixie, the judge himself can come down and do these things. First of all, sanctions and penalties. I'll get into that on the next page because they're kind of detailed. The next one is introduction as evidence of a pattern of intent. So what this could look at is the judge could say in the Pixie case, this shows that Destiny has a pattern of bad behavior, of intentional behavior here to influence people in a negative way and introduce that to a jury. And that could be fully permissible.
The judge would do that, would introduce that to a jury. One of the parties would have to file a motion for this to bring this to the attention of the judge. The judge is not watching YouTube. I don't think the judge is allowed to file motions in a case generally. Now, maybe he just means that the judge would like approve it or issue an order or something related to it, but
as a pattern of behavior, saying this is something that he does this as a pattern, right? Once again, I've talked about this. Destiny exhibits many narcissistic traits, and saying, hey, this is part of this pattern of kind of narcissistic abuse.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to get the NPD analysis. I'm going to get the psychoanalysis from the judge. The judge is sitting there. So I just finished reading the Mr. Girl report.
He kind of exacts on people, and he'll go in and he'll delete messages or whatever to make himself look better, or delete evidence of his, kind of narcissistic traits, and saying, hey, this is part of this pattern of kind of narcissistic abuse that he kind of exacts on people, and he'll go in and he'll delete messages, he'll do whatever to make himself look better, or delete evidence of his, kind of love bombing and gaslighting, and then come in and look like he.
What?
Oh my God.
Oh. I understand. Wait, does anybody else understand? I just understood. Sorry. Oh, I know. Well, I don't know, but I know from other things. Lauren is talking to him a lot. That's what's happening. He's just repeating everything that, Lauren told him. Lauren has approached at least 10
oh my
people
God.
behind the scenes, trying to influence or dictate to them things to say about me, by the way. In case you were wondering where that Amy Dangerfield video on YouTube came from, this is, we'll get into this after my thing is done. Hopefully the end of this year if we're lucky, but that's what this is coming from, because in Lauren's mind, she has to sell to the public that we dated for 9 months, and the reason why the DMs look so bad on one side is because I love bombed her and gaslit her, but then I deleted some of my DMs before posting all of our DMs or whatever. Yeah, that's what he's repeating right now from Lauren De Laguna.
He'll do whatever to make himself look better, or delete evidence of his, kind of love bombing and gaslighting, and then come in and look like he's innocent, look like he's done nothing wrong. Beyond that, and I've talked about this with the Emeru case, with Miskiff, is IIED, intentional infliction of emotional distress, a very strong civil claim, and invasion of privacy. These are things that Lauren De Laguna could bring in, and she could bring those in, even on that case or on a separate case, and say, hey, listen, you are invading my privacy and you're causing emotional distress. And I think that's something that is potentially feasible under the law. Let's talk about some of the sanctions. These are real fun. So the federal court has really broad...
Potential infliction of emotional distress or whatever is, a civil cause of action. Lauren is not a party to our case. Are you saying that she would file a whole separate case against me?
Authority, super broad authority under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 11 for frivolous conduct, Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 37 for discovery abuses, and its inherent powers, the inherent powers of the court, the power to sanction parties for misconduct. So they can issue monetary penalties, which could be payable to the court or to Ms. De Laguna. Also, they can say adverse inferences. So saying, once again, they can assume Destiny's bad intent through his pattern of behavior, etc. They can give the jury an adverse instruction because of this bad behavior by Destiny. They can also strike his defenses. Now, this is very extreme, but Destiny has some counterclaims. And they can say, you know what, Destiny, you have behaved so badly.
I don't know all the civil procedure rules, obviously. Of what I know, though, adverse inference and striking defenses, I thought this had to do with, well, no, actually, no, never mind. It could apply here. So, like, for instance, let's say that there is let's say that there's a whole bunch of text messages between me and another person, and let's say that all of my side is deleted.
Damn
The
it.
other person says, well, I was going to save these, but he deleted everything after he was on notice of the lawsuit. he told me in these messages that he was going to find me and kill my whole family and kill my dogs, everything else. And let's say that we go back and forth on this and I can't reproduce the original text messages, the judge might, as part of a sanction against me, when the court case goes forward, the judge might say, well, we're going to let the jury read into that as they might, you know, that's, you know, if the plaintiff can present, you know, a compelling case, the jury's allowed to read your lack of evidence there as unfavorable to you. Not that, like, it can't be submitted, but they can read that as though you were hiding something. So if you're doing bad stuff with evidence, then that's the adverse inference from the lack of evidence there. Or striking defense is, I get, but that's with evidence tampering or obscuring or whatever. But I guess you could argue that witness tampering is part of that. So, like, if let's say somebody was going to be the lead witness, and then let's say that I found that person, and I don't even know what that would look like, actually. I'm not sure. But they decide not to testify. Maybe a jury could look into that unfavorably. Maybe that would be like an adverse inference. Maybe. Yeah.
You are so bad that we're just going to remove those. Now, that's extreme. I don't think they're going to go there yet, but it's possible, ladies and gentlemen. You also have contempt of court. We've talked a lot about that. That's a broad power they can exercise. Elevated punitive damages. So let's say Pixie was to win, they could issue harsher punitives because punitive damages are meant to stop harm to others. And the judge could look at that and say, hey, look, listen, if this isn't stopped with Pixie, other people are going to be suffering this thing under Destiny as well. He's going to go out and repeat this pattern of behavior. He's going to go out and, you know, do this again to other women, to other people. Once again, women and men, I don't think Destiny makes much of a difference there with either one of them. So, you know, other men and women are going to be hurt by this when he engages in, you know, romantic and or deviant, you know, relationships with them.
True.
Also, there could be a permanent no contact order issued for Miss De Laguna that she could obtain from the court.
Please, I have no problem with that. I would co-sign it. I don't know if you can do that. She wants to do like no contact or some kind of restraining order. I'd be fucking a-okay. Actually, I'd have to look at it to see if it looks bad on me if I have a restraining order issued against me. But I don't want this crazy fucking lunatic stalking me, talking about me, talking to all of my friends about me, talking to all these other content creators about me. She does this like I don't know how she has so much time. This is the only reason I'm so confident that she isn't carrying any clients in Florida, because there's no way she would have the time to do it. She spends so much time talking to people. It's insane.
There could also be a mandate to delete all related content. So it's saying, hey, Destiny, you've got to...
Maybe I'm being retarded, but have you ever considered suing people like Legal Mindset, or is there no case there? This feels like defamation, especially because he's a lawyer. Well, I mean, like, he could reasonably just be an idiot and think these things. I would have to prove, like, a malicious intent, actual malice or whatever. I'd have to prove that he was knowingly lying about these things at the time. And I don't know what the bar for that is quite high. And it's a lot of money in cases, and listen, I'm done. After this, my legal adventures are over, okay?
De Laguna that she could obtain from the court.
Well, one more. Master, I have to go all out one more time after this one.
There could also be a mandate to delete all related content. So it's saying, hey, Destiny, you've got to delete that video. You've got to go in there and delete that because that is harassment, and that is leading your community even to harass. I believe the damage is already done nowadays because things just go up so quickly. But I think it would be a step to show the court does not approve of what he does and make him actually come back and behave. Because listen, if there's anything with Destiny, he's not going to listen to people on the internet. He's not going to...
The funny thing is that what the court doesn't like is when you play stupid fucking games and waste the court's fucking time. It's so annoying that, like, it's just a game to these people, I guess. It's annoying to me on a personal level, obviously, reputationally, psychologically, monetarily, but it's also an annoyance to the federal court system. You're clogging up the docket, you're wasting time of a federal judge that could be looking at a real case otherwise, and you're playing games with all these protected statuses, you know, trying to use the court to shield you from public, you know, accountability when you're engaged in weird harassment campaigns. And the funny thing is, if he would have just read anything that the judge has written about my case, he would see that more or less the judge is saying that. Right? You know, there were a billion different people saying, oh, Destiny's talking about his case, he's screwing himself over, blah, blah, blah. But it was Pixie's public statements about how she wanted to hold me accountable and she wanted to financially punish me that hurt her when she got ruled against for her preliminary injunction. So this idea that I'm doing something wrong or bad when, like, these other people are acting like lunatics is just unhinged, just crazy.
Listen to people that are trying to advise them, even give them good advice. The only thing Destiny's going to listen to is the cold, hard consequences of the law. So let's talk about his defenses. The she approached me defense. He claims, of course, self-protection. The recording was in self-protection.
Well,
we will triumph.
Yeah, but that's not a legal defense. That's just why I started recording.
I can do this.
The presumptions are against Destiny here, though, because let's even take that at face value and say that she did approach him. First of all, you're not a Texas resident. What were you doing there in the first place? Maybe, let's put it out this way. He was walking around in that area and she approached him, but did he happen to just stumble upon the place where she works?
It's 6th Street. And what was I doing there? God damn it. What was in it? I don't even know what the oh, was it this? If only there was a huge fucking political event that was going on. If only there was a massive political event that was going on over the weekend where this happened, that would have been a reason why I might have been there. And then why would at night, why would he have been on literally the most popular street in the entire state of Texas. I wonder. Nah, no shot. Must have been a coincidence, I guess.
He was walking around in that area and she approached him, but did he happen to just stumble upon the place where she works, where her workplace is? Was that just really random coinky dink that he just ended up in a place where she works? That's questionable. There's also a large activist community, which, as I've mentioned, is against Miss De Laguna, does not like her, and they've been known to go out and do unhinged things, right? They might be trying to swat her, they might be trying to chase her, stalk her, who knows, with some unhinged people in the DGG. The other argument, this one I heard, was it's a street, bro, it's a street. Yes, if you're just two random people on the street and you happen to run into somebody on the street, yes, that is just a street encounter, and as long as you move on, right, you move on quickly, there isn't necessarily a problem there. Here's the issue. This is a witness. Witness can't be harassed anywhere. It doesn't make it okay to harass a witness in the street. It doesn't matter if you're in McDonald's, it doesn't matter if you're on your car, it doesn't matter where you are. You can't, there's no exception. The law doesn't say you can harass a witness. You can't harass a witness unless
why
it's on
can't
the
I?
street, right?
Again, she's told you so much, Legal Mindset, and I know how fucking pathetic you are. I know that you've only fucked women that can't speak English, that you've whatever lured or trapped in your little weird fucking web of methamphetamine-induced lunacy overseas. And I know that Lauren De Laguna might be the first white woman in a decade that's given you attention, and you're captivated by her and her big boobies, and you miss it so much, and that's great. And I'm glad that she spun her little web of lies for you. But all you would have to do to I need that. Bury me, bury. No, I don't. I would never use that. All you have to do is ask her for the video. She was recording the whole time. Ask her for the video from the start. Send me the video. Especially because she was recording. If I approached her, she should have it. It should be so easy, right?
No, you can't harass them anywhere, period. So that it's a street, bro, doesn't really work. Also, the engagement was extended beyond necessary. He did not need to stay in that and stay on that as long as possible.
She didn't need to stay there. She's the one that left Gabby.
So I think that burden is there. Also, saying Lauren is lying and calling her a liar, well, she filed a police report. Did Destiny file a police report? No, he did not. So
I didn't file a police report because she didn't do anything illegal. She's just a fucking weirdo. Why would I file a police report because somebody walks up to me and starts shouting at me? What do you want me to? Why the fuck would I file a police report on that? I don't think she did anything illegal. She's just a fucking weirdo. What?
once again, I tend to believe the person with legal consequences behind them, not the person who has nothing on their side to prove it because they haven't actually filed a police report. If Destiny is really serious that it was Lauren who came up and harassed him, file a police report in Texas, Destiny, because
I don't have any evidence. Well, I guess actually that's true. I could get the
done with this shit.
I could get the guy outside the bar, and I could get the other L that was with me. What would be the point, though? Like, I feel like if I filed this police report, that even if I brought two witnesses with me, they'd be like, okay, well, thanks, Sonny. We'll keep our eyes out. For, like, what? They're gonna.